Welcome everyone. It's time to go wild. It's the Time to Go Wild radio show on Halton Community Radio 92.3 FM. We are also live across the world on hcr923fm.com/listen via TuneIn and via smart speakers. If you want to contact the show, please do so. Facebook or twitter.com/TTGW radio. If you want to drop us an email, do so radio@widneswild.co.uk. Drop us a call 01928 835 291 or text 60066. Start your message with HCR. Messages charged at your standard network rate. That time of the week, it's time to go wild. Good evening, one and all. Welcome. It's time to go wild radio, Halton Community Radio 92.3 FM, after a very, very busy week for your very own YKK Widnes World. And to take the strain and keep me going for the next hour, I have a right pair of Andes. Hiya, gents.
Evening, Col.
Hello, Colin. Hello, listeners. You're okay out there?
Yes, a Witchley and a shut. Well, a brief thoughts on last night's game before we get into the scores, guys. It was a toughie.
It's a good game, and really, it could have gone either way. So, all credit to the Aces.
For me, it's all shots.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I mean, the Aces came out, brought an A game with them, and, well, we know what happened, but sadly, we're going to have to relive it. Let's have the scores and then get into the show.
Yeah, let's go.
Time for your weekly roundup of the results from around numerous leagues. Starting off with Elite League Challenge Cup action from Wednesday. Sheffield Steelers 8, Manchester Storm 2. Cardiff Devils 5, Coventry Blaze 4 after a shootout. On Saturday, Nottingham Panthers 4, Manchester Storm 1. On Sunday, Manchester Storm 1, Nottingham Panthers 3. To league action. On Wednesday, Nottingham Panthers 5, Dundee Stars 2. Guildford Flames 2, Glasgow Clan 1 after overtime. Fife Flyers 1, Belfast Giants 4. On Sunday, Sheffield Steelers 5, Guildford Flames 3. Glasgow Clan 3, Dundee Stars 2. Belfast Giants 4, Coventry Blaze 1. Fife Flyers 5, Cardiff Devils 1. On Sunday, Dundee Stars 2, Cardiff Devils 4. Coventry Blaze 3, Belfast Giants 6. Guildford Flames 4, Sheffield Steelers 2. EIHA Under 18s North 2 action from Saturday. D-Side 1, Nottingham 8. EIHA Under 15s North 3 action from Saturday. Solihull 6, Blackburn 4. EIHA Under 11s North 3 action from Saturday. Widnes 1, Kingston 9. EIHA Women's Division 1 North action from Sunday. Telford Wrecking Raiders 6, Sheffield Shadows 4. NIHL National League action from Saturday. Bracknell Bees 2, Peterborough Phantoms 3. Swindon Wildcats 5, Raiders 2. Basingstoke Bison 3, Milton Keynes Lightning 2 after overtime. Telford Tigers 5, Leeds Chiefs 3. On Sunday, Leeds Chiefs 3, Sheffield Steel Dogs 6. Milton Keynes Lightning 1, Swindon Wildcats 5. Raiders 6, Bracknell Bees 5. Peterborough Phantoms 3, Basingstoke Bison 5. Hull Pirates 5, Telford Tigers 4 after overtime. NIHL Division 1 North Morley action from Saturday. Blackburn Hawks D1 4, Sutton Sting 3. NIHL Midland Cup action from Sunday, Solihull Barons 13, Blackburn Hawks D1 5, Nottingham Lions 0, Sutton Sting 4. NIHL Division 2 North Laidler action from Saturday, Altrincham Aces 4, Hull Jets 5 after a shootout, Sheffield Senators 6, Telford Tigers D2 3, Bradford Bulldogs 5, Widnes Wild 1. Sunday in the Division 2 North Laidler, Dragons 7, Sheffield Senators 6 after overtime, Blackburn Hawks D2 0, Bradford Bulldogs 20, Widnes Wild 3, Altrincham Aces 4. And that rounds up the scores from around numerous leagues for the last weekend and week before. Come back next week, of course, here on Time to Go Wild Radio for more. And after the game on Sunday, I caught up with a couple of people to have their thoughts on the recent action.
Well, tough night at Planetized Widnes for the YKK Widnes Wild. I've caught up with Solomon Smith. Solomon, your thoughts on that one for tonight?
This was a hard game. I think just there was a couple bounces that just didn't go our way. But other than that, we looked good as a team. But this is sport, and this is the beauty of it. So this is the best you're going to get. Two teams going at it with all their hearts, and we just didn't get it today. But next week, we'll come back, we draw a line in the sand, and we just keep going. Do you know what I mean? There's 27, 26 games left in the season. It's a very long season, so we can still come out on top, and there's no doubts about that.
I mean, it was a very hard pressing game from the Aces tonight, and took an early lead, but Wild pulled it back, and the swingometer went both ways, and just didn't quite get the bounces.
Literally, that just shows the heart of the boys, isn't it? You go down, but you don't give up. Do you know what I mean? Every step of the way, we were there with them. No one else. We've beaten them before, and they've had a couple guys that they've brought in, like Vlad Volkanovs. So you can see that they've obviously stepped up their game from the last time we've seen them, and we need to step up ours. And we did. It's just that it didn't get there in the end. But next time, hopefully, that'll be the decider, and we'll get that W.
Yeah, I mean, there was a particular big point in the second period where it was all-out attack, pucks flying at the goaltender, and nothing was going in.
Yeah, the goalie stood on his head today, innit? When the post are your best friends and the goalie's on his edge, you know what I mean? He's doing what he's doing, so credit to him, but we need to put those in the back of the net on our part, you know what I mean? But yeah, real credit to him, he did his best.
I mean, it's been a tough run for a couple of weeks with the cup games and then coming back into league fixtures as well. So each team's playing a very, very different style of hockey, and the Aces tonight really brought their A game out.
Yeah, well, that just shows that, to be honest, I think that the cup made us a bit better. I think the cup prepared us for the league above, and that's where we want to go. Do you know what I mean? We want to go to the higher leagues. We don't want to stay here, so we need to prove why we're the best. And today, I think, do you know what? Even though we didn't win, we showed why we're the best, because we don't give up. We keep going. Other teams would have just bowed down and let it get turned over, but we didn't. We just kept going and kept pushing. You know what I mean? That shows the type of people that we have in this change room, shows the type of club that we are here.
I mean, the key thing is, I suppose, when you pull the goaltender, you've gone there for the 6-on-5 and didn't give up the empty net goals. So, it did manage to play tight at the very end.
Did they get the empty net?
No,
oh,
didn't
right,
get the empty net. No empty net goal.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. No, it just shows, innit? It was on them. We were just on them again, but we just didn't get it in. That's all we need to do, just get the puck in the net. We just didn't get it in.
Well, sadly, not enough biscuits in the basket this week.
Yeah, not this week. Maybe next week. So hopefully next week we get some more bucks in nets. You know what I mean? That's what we want.
New batch of cookies, I think, in the oven.
Yeah, literally, that's all we need. A new batch in the oven, and we'll be good to go. Yeah.
Well, I wish you well, and take care. Thanks for joining me.
It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
After a very busy weekend for the YKK Widnes Wild, back-to-back games, two very tough back-to-back games as well, I managed to catch our head coach Mike Clancy. Well, Mike, may as well start with Saturday night in Bradford. Your thoughts on that game first?
I suppose for us it's been a little bit difficult. We've had a lot of changes over the last few weeks. we've had a couple of tragic things that have happened, and sort of first time I've really been with the team in 4 weeks now to go there. I couldn't influence it the way that I wanted to influence it. I think Bradford had a good plan, and they played against the way that we would normally play, so pretty much stopping us from doing what we would do normally.
I mean, it is a very tight, compact rink. It's a gritty rink. It's got umpteen quirks with the boards and the way the puck runs on the ice as well. They take the advantage, and sometimes it works one way, sometimes it works the other.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think if I was to say it was a strange game in the sense that absolutely every single bounce landed on a Bradford player's stick, and that's whether it hit one of our players, it seemed to land on a Bradford's player's stick, and coming off the boards it landed on a player's stick. It was just one of those nights where it didn't matter how hard we worked. The luck of the draw and etc. just didn't run our way last night. But hats off, Bradford played extremely well.
And yeah, they've shown some really good results so far this season in the league, and it just goes to show anyone can take anyone.
Yeah, I would totally agree, and tonight again has sort of proved that. I thought it was a great battling game from start to finish. Go back to the Bradford game, they're not top of the league for nothing. There is a reason they're top of the league. They've got some great pedigree within that team, and I think bringing Reynolds in and a couple of others has really added a bit of grit to that team.
And moving sort of 24 hours later to tonight, Sunday night, the derby against the Altrincham Aces. Aces really came out the blocks fast tonight, didn't they?
Yeah, it took us again a little bit of a shock. It was a quite an early goal that we weren't expecting. Tonight we came with a bit more of a plan. I think you'll have seen it. We were gritty. We got in there a bit more. We were a little bit more physical. And to be quite honest, you saw the goalie. I thought he had an exceptional game tonight. Shot count, I'm sure, was nearly double for us. I thought they played very, very well and were determined to come away with something.
In that second period, I was saying with Solomon about at one point we were absolutely peppering their goal with pucks and it wasn't going in, be it just not quite making the final couple of millimetres or coming off the goaltender or the defenseman.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I guess part of that, sort of the luck of the draw, if you like, is I've had 4 weeks away from the team. Training's been a bit strange for everybody. It's not been to the playbooks and everything else that we've been working to. So to come together for the first time in 4 weeks yesterday and again today without spending a great deal of time with them has been difficult for everybody. I think hopefully now we can start putting those things behind us, get back to some serious training sessions and really start driving back up the league.
I mean, there was a little bit of a telltale at the start of the third period, just case of hang on a minute, something's going to happen. How often do you often see Lee Kemp lining up as a forward out on the side of a face-off circle? I'm thinking, here we go.
Yeah, something bubbling for a little while. I didn't want it to turn into anything silly. It was the right thing to do, but you know what? It was a great lift for the team. He was sticking up for his team, and for me, Kemp's full of heart. He's about the wild. He bleeds wild.
We don't nickname him the Sheriff for nothing. I mean, he goes out there and gives his all, and sticks up for everybody. And he's a big fan favourite, as you can no doubt tell.
Yeah, he's a huge team player. He wears an A for us for a reason, and tonight typified that. He plays with his heart on his sleeve and really works exceptionally hard.
I mean, the score, I think the key thing towards the back end of the game was pulling the goaltender and not conceding that empty netter in the end. I think that in some ways is a positive to take out of the final few moments.
Not for me, no. The positive would have been putting the puck in the net.
Well, that's true, yeah.
It's still we had to give it everything. There's no point sitting back. Referees call the last few minutes of a game for a 5-on-3. Really, I thought it was petty. You're not pulling the big calls. The Gilbert when he's come off injured, his knee sideways into the boards. That was a direct hit on his leg. That for me was a call that should have been made. And then to call the trivial things, I didn't buy it.
Well, I mean, from a spectator side of thing, the pull the goaltender is always exciting. Yes, you're going for broke. You're down one. You either get the overtime or it's that gamble. It is nice when your own team manages to not at least concede the empty netter, but as you say, get that one in, get the overtime, you get the point. It's a whole new game.
Yeah, totally agree. I think for us now, we just need to sit back and we need to regroup. We need to get some decent training sessions under our belt with the boys seeing me around again, and start to lift up the league, as I say. I think a lot of things would have changed with a bit more time together, and I'm certainly not looking for excuses for tonight. I thought the Aces played an exceptionally good game. I can't complain.
No, I must admit, it was, Dave had an exceptional night, exceptional weekend. So we look forward to the next time we face them, no doubt.
Yeah. Let's go again and put things right next time we meet.
So I'll let you get rested and ready for the coming week and the training, and we'll catch up with you at some point after another game very soon.
Thanks, Colin.
Well, there you go. Some interesting thoughts, and I suppose I should really play this. Because, of course, if you've been keeping your eyes on social media, the latest announcement from the YKK Widnes Wild is that following the match last night, Solomon Smith has departed the YKK Widnes Wild. Sad to hear, but he's moving on to pastures new. So the news broke earlier today, but we do thank Solomon for all of his efforts and his contribution to the team, and we just generally wish him well. And you never know, we could face up again at some point in a new game.
Yeah,
you never know.
He was a good player. He was a good player. I think we'll miss him initially, but somebody always comes up with trumps, and nobody's too big to the team.
Yeah. So anyway, best wishes, Solomon.
Yep.
And we thought it just seems a bit of an odd irony, that our post-match interviews with Solomon, and then the news comes out this morning. But there we go. Anyway, gents, some thoughts on Saturday and Sunday's results then. First off, mainly for the Wild.
Well, I can't really comment on Bradford because I wasn't there, and I couldn't even watch it on Twitter as I normally do. So I was just busy.
Yeah, Bradford for me, same again. Wasn't there from what I've heard. Certain Mr. Lloyd said it was just one of them games. The hockey gods conspired against us.
Yeah. I was chatting with a couple of people in the crowd, and they were saying, as you say, it was one of those nights, and Mike said, some nights you get the bounce, sometimes you don't. It'll bounce off the boards, and it always goes to an opponent's stick. You can shoot, and it's not going to go in. So anyone out there with any thoughts, drop us a text 60066. Start your message with HCR. If you've got any extra thoughts on the game, particularly from Bradford, please let us know. It'd be nice to hear from you.
I think we're getting to the point we do need to go and have some sort of sacrifice in the middle of the rink now. We need to appease these gods.
Oh, yes. Well, poor Mikey Gilbert as well had a bit of a collision in the second period, if I'm not mistaken, and so he's gone off injured. And, of course, Phil Pearson wasn't able to play this weekend. So Jonas, back between the pipes. And to be honest, he did really well.
He did.
I'll
tell you what, he was very eager because in the third period, I said to Jill Gillingham, hello Jill, I said, how high was that shot? Because Joe had actually jumped for it. So the net isn't that high, is it really?
I mean, one of the hardest shots to face is usually, from my hockey experiences, is usually within the first minute. And Altrincham came out with an A game, came straight at us, bang. And it was a very nicely taken shot, that first shot. And sometimes you're just cold. And I think it caught Jonah cold. But
it caught the whole team cold.
Yeah. But there were a couple of nice saves. There was one, it comes flying at him and boom. Beautiful catch. Beautiful catch.
Good. Both netminders were ace.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Paul Maudsley in the Altrincham net faced a total of 55 shots.
And he's got 54 bruises.
Yes. Well, the shots on goal statistic for the periods on Widnes and then on Altrincham, first period it was 11-14. So we had 14 shots on the Altrincham goal. And then it was 12 on Widnes, 21 on Altrincham, 9 on Widnes, 20 on Altrincham. So second and third periods we outshot them 2-1.
This is what I was saying before with shots. It's our own doing this. We've got that many shots and we're just nailing the keeper every time.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the keeper's hot. sometimes, as you say, you
No,
fire.
Absolutely agree, but this is every week now. You know, if we could start and convert some of them shots that we do get, no one touches, and I think that's what we've done previously. We've had a lot of shots, but we've converted and had a really high percentage.
It's that, I think, that killer instinct you're sort of saying, being able to make that final little bit of polish onto your shot.
Yeah, if the keeper's having a good game, really make him work for him, hit the corners.
I mean, there was a point last night in the second period particularly, and we were on top of the Altrincham goal, and the action was just shot, and it's a case of, are we going to get something out of this? And it just, it was heartbreaking.
I needed a defibrillator when that was happening. I was screaming. And I'm a neutral, by the way.
The conversion, by the way, someone once told me Dippy has some of the best hands in the league in terms of shooting. How did he get that goal in last night?
The first one?
Yeah.
Shoveled it in.
Just literally couldn't even see it. There was just that many players were through it, round it.
He literally shovels it in. You'll see it when the highlights come out a little bit later on this evening, but he literally comes in, he's deking, and he literally just manages to poke it in and just jam it in.
And he was on the floor 10 seconds before from a really big hit as well.
Yeah, some late hits, I thought, in the first two periods of the game.
Yeah, there was a couple of late hits called. The people who took some late hit penalties were both Lee Kemp and Ollie Bain, two of whom decided.
Can I just say a big congratulations to them too?
What a dance.
Excellent.
It was nice to see an old school fight where they actually properly square up.
Bit of old-time hockey, ladies and gentlemen, that was.
Yeah.
I'm stood there watching them come out to start the third period, and it's a case of, you can see, Ollie and Lee had been chatting throughout the game, and the way they were chatting going up and down the red line, I'm thinking, hang on a minute. Are they going to dance? Are they talking about dancing on a face-off? And then when you see somebody of Lee Kemp's natural position, for me, typically I'd see him sort of more right defence, but in a defensive role, I'm thinking, hang on, are we going with the strange lineup, or is there a dance about to take place when he starts as a left winger?
And it was nice to see as well, and this is what people don't get about the penalty box, which you only see if you sat where I am or where Shutty is. They came off the ice, they were laughing about it, and they were having a great sort of time in the penalty box, chatting together.
Yeah.
Well, Lee actually said to him, he said, "You did well, you hit me in the neck, and normally people can't reach that high up, they have to jump."
I've seen a few players have to jump at Lee Kemp a couple of times.
I said to you earlier that it just tickled me. I was walking around the rink at the end of the second, and Bain was outside the change room, and obviously he's one of our main culprits, so we get used to chatting. And said to him, "Not seen you all night, the penalty box is full of sweets, what's going on?" And his exact words were, "We're playing the game."
Yeah.
And next thing I know, he's there in front of Lee. So,
well, that's actually very true last night, because on the game sheet, Altringham's first penalty was at 31-35. No penalties. I mean, their penalty minutes this year are so low.
I mean, what was it last night?
That's because Greaves is not there.
Well, yeah. I mean, Altringham's penalty minutes this year are 129 penalty minutes after 5 games. There's only 2 teams at the moment. Admittedly, YKK Widnes Wild are low because we've only played 5 games, but everyone else has played sort of 8, 9, 10 or 11 games. Wild are on 86 penalty minutes. Blackburn Hawks D2 are on 90 penalty minutes. And then, if my numbers are right in front of me, 129 penalty minutes for Altrincham.
But
I mean, is that right?
Well, yeah, but normally we'd say it's penalty minutes cost you games, but looking at the table, the top 3 highest penalty minutes are the top 3 teams.
Yeah.
Including Bradford of 409 minutes, which is...
yeah, because Bradford and Sheffield had that big...
Well, when Kempy came off for that late hit, Tom Shattuck was in the box as well. But Lee said, "What was that for?" And we told him it was a late hit. And Shattuck, he said, "No, it wasn't. It was a good tackle, that." He said, "It was brilliant." He said, "That was totally fair, that."
Well, yeah, sometimes it's a matter of perspective. It was a penalty that came in this season, isn't it? This season, the late hit.
Yeah,
or was it last season? And it has took a fair few games for the referees to become more consistent in how it's been called, because it is a tricky one to define the difference between finishing your check and a late hit. And it's a tough call. I've chatted to a number of officials, particularly when we've had the You Make the Call segment, and they get their quizzes through. And the best way to try and answer it is to just read it, give yourself so many seconds, 2 or 3, maybe 2 seconds, and make your answer, and then review it, because that's literally, they've just got a split second to make a decision.
Oh yeah.
And it's such a fast game.
I realise that. Yeah.
Well, we'll have a little breather. Should we have some love, or should we fly?
Fly.
We're going to fly. All right. Let's have a little bit of Pink Floyd. Learn to fly.
Yes, and we've got a lot on today.
Okay, don't forget to check out all your usual suspects on social media, widneswild.co.uk for your very own YKK Widnes Wild's website. We have Facebook and twitter.com/WidnesWild or TTGW Radio, depending upon if you want the team or you want the radio show. The radio show's email address throughout the week, radio@widneswild.co.uk. Our Instagram page, instagram.com/WidnesWildOfficial. And finally, our YouTube page, youtube.com/Widnes Wild Ice Hockey Club. Sorry, I couldn't get the shorter version, but it's now, we can actually get directly to the YKK Widnes Wild YouTube page, youtube.com/Widnes Wild Ice Hockey Club. So you can check out all the links to all the highlights and all the podcasts and stuff on there. I'm going to get you later, Witchley. Right, anyway, on top of all of that usual stuff, we have our usual mix and match of items on our website with information about the club, as well as our own and loan shirts, where they are, of course, £80 for a home or an away shirt, £60 for a warm-up. There are a few still left available, so check out the fan zone and click on own and loan, and then send your request through to the team through the form at the bottom of the page. We also have our very valued sponsors as ever. YKK, our headline sponsor, the Penalty Box sponsor, the Sepsis Trust, as well as Spriggs & Son of Widnes, DMH Tyres, CL Woodworking, Blast and Paint Stripping, Bespoke Conversions of Widnes, and our charity, who were there in force at the weekend, Stick and Step. So what's happening with the fixtures?
It's me now. Saturday, 9th of November, there's 4 games, so I'm going to read the games out and I'll give you the times after. So this are the first 4 games. There's Widnes Under-9s Cross Ice competition in Manchester, and the face-off for that is 16:20. Billingham Under-13s versus the Widnes Under-13s at 17:30. Obviously that's in Billingham. Then Widnes Under-11s are at home versus Manchester Under-11s, and the face-off on that is 18:15, which is 6:15 in Old Money. Then just after that, the same evening, we've got Widnes Under-18s versus Nottingham Under-18s, and that's hour and a half later at 19:45. Then Sunday the 10th of November, we're then playing in the Midland Cup. That's at Nottingham, and it's the Lions versus the YKK Widnes Wild. Face-off at 19:30. So that's going to be a late journey back. Now on Saturday 16th of November, again we've got 4 games, so I'm going to read them out first. It's Telford Wrecking Raiders, I hope that's wrecking and not reeking, versus Wild Women. Obviously that's away, face-off is at 18:20. Then we've got Bradford Under-11s versus Widnes Under-11s at 16:10, face-off. Widnes Under-13s at home to Deeside Under-13s, and face-off for that one is 18:15. And Saturday 16th, again, Blackburn Hawks Division 2 versus Widnes Wild in the league. Face-off 2000 hours, that's 8 o'clock in the evening. Now, Sunday the 17th, there's 2 games going. Solihull Under-15s versus Widnes Under-15s. Face-off at 17:30. And Sunday the 17th of November, Widnes Wild against Telford Tigers, the second team. Obviously, that's at 17:30, that's a league game. Saturday 23rd November, we've got Widnes Under-11s that are at home to Billingham Under-11s, face-off at 18:15. Also on the 23rd, Widnes Under-15s versus Deeside Under-15s, and that's at 19:45. Then Sunday, the 24th November, Widnes Wild at home to Blackburn Hawks Division 1. Again, that's one of the Midland Cup games, and face-off for that is, as usual, 17:30. Saturday, 30 November, D-side under-15s versus Widnes under-15s, face-off at 18:30. And as an additional fixture below, if you can't get to Nottingham, on the 10th of November, the Leeds Chiefs are at home, being Widnes Ice Rink, and they're playing the Swindon Wildcats. Face-off is at 5 o'clock, 1700 hours. So if you want to see some ice hockey, but
I got that. I didn't update it. It should be say 17:30.
That's 17:30.
Sorry, that's my bad. I didn't update that sheet.
Yeah. So if you can't get to the Nottingham match and you still want to watch something, or maybe you just want to come and give all the volunteers a hug, and bring sweets, money.
So Remembrance Sunday, 5:30 face-off. But if you're there for 5 o'clock, you'll see warm-up. Leeds Chiefs against.
And you get a seat as well if you come that early. Because it might be a big crowd.
It might be. It might well be, actually, because they were in action in Blackburn at the weekend.
They lost.
Yeah, but they've had a couple. They've had a win or two.
They've had a good start.
Yeah, they've actually had a couple of wins. So.
So that's it, folks, for me.
For now. But now, for the news. A couple of newsy items. Right.
Solomon's left.
First off, from our Wild Academy, Ollie Cliff from our junior academy. He's been growing his hair for the Little Princess Trust. So check out the social media outlets. It'll be out and about. We'll try and make sure we find the link and put it onto the Time to Go Wild Radio Facebook page as well. If not, just keep your eye out at the junior fixtures, and there'll be bucket collections going on and Just Giving page as well, so we'll make sure that's all circulated. Next big one, before we go on to is Ice Hockey UK. IceHockeyUK.co.uk have announced that three young UK officials have been selected to officiate at the Youth Olympic Games in January in Switzerland, and they are Andy.
Go on, you carry on, mate. I can't even see the screen.
You can't see it? I thought Mr. W could see the screen. They are three very familiar names to myself, at least, and a few others. Dave Good, Philippa Wheeler, who plays for our Wild Women, and Holly Neenan.
You can see it.
He can see it.
I can see it now, yeah.
His eyes aren't focused. So yes, they're in Lucerne. On the shores of Lake Geneva, 9th to the 22nd of January. So a big congratulations to those guys getting selected for that. So our other main item of news is...
Well, I've got one actually, just to throw in.
Go on.
Last night there was the shirt raffle for Stick and Step.
Oh, yeah.
So they had the Champions Top all signed by the squad, including Ms. Clancy, who's got on there, but they raised a total of £120 going direct to Stick and Step, so a massive thank you to everyone.
Cool. That's fabulous news.
Well done, everybody who took part in that.
Oh, great news, that one. Now, Player of the Month time, or I should say the Oddballs Player of the Month time on the EIHA website. So guys, I'll let you start the balls rolling, dare I say it, or the Oddballs caps rolling. Go through the list.
I'll go straight in. So NAHL National was Adam Barnes from Leeds Chiefs. North 1, Gary Russell from Solway Sharks. South 1, Vanya Antonov from Streatham IHC. North 2, Richard Hagar, Hull Jets. He's a good player though. And South 2, Kevin Lake in Victor Mustangs. So let Shutty take the rest of them.
I can't read it, it's too far away.
Go on. So the WNIHL Elite, Louise Adams from Guildford Lightning. In the Premier, Steph Towns from Whitley Squaws. Division 1 North, Katie Russell from Solway Sharks Ladies. Division 1 South, Kerry Powell from Coventry Phoenix. Under 16 North, Emily Johnson from Kingston Diamonds. And Under 16 South, Kayla Poole from Swindon Top Kittens.
But one last thing to keep an eye on is the social media outlets for the YKK Widnes Wild. Probably the fans page more so, which is Widnes Wild Ones, both on Twitter and Facebook. for travel details to Nottingham. So keep your eyes peeled. But the tickets, of course, if you're a season ticket holder, it's a fiver, and if you're a non-season ticket holder, it's £6. For a child, accompanying child, it's £1. And to be honest, especially for places like Nottingham, that is an absolute bargain.
Yeah, it's cheaper than petrol.
Yeah.
I mean, even Bradford.
Cheaper than a bike. Just imagine all the fuel you need to buy on the way. Can I just say a couple of thanks, please, Colin?
You certainly can.
Just thank all the cafe staff and the on-ice staff as well, Megan and Dave who cut the ice. Thanks very much, because they very rarely get a mention.
Yeah, they work, all the staff at Planet Ice Widnes do put in a good deal of hard work for us all every week, for not just the YKK Widnes Wild, but for all the other hockey events that go on and the skating events.
I wonder how our birthday boy found it last night as well.
I think he had a nice night. I saw him before he came in, actually, with his folks, and he was so hyper excited. He really was.
He was made up with the puck drop, I know.
Oh, he was absolutely bouncing on his way in, and he was made up. So, it was really nice to have. It's a nice little extra thing to have on your birthday, is that, when you do a puck drop and an MVP presentation.
Yeah.
That was all right. I went to Camelot on mine many, many moons ago.
Just a little bit of a rewind to Saturday night, actually, and our under-11s were in action against Kingston. And a tough loss at 1-9, but it was a true result. For those people who aren't too familiar with the under-11s, the way it's played, it's, I think I said last week anyway, it's constant clock, and there's a buzzer 1 minute every 1 minute 20 seconds, so that the lines are fixed and the kids have to change on that buzzer. And apparently the mercy rule that's been introduced over the last year or two at under 13s and under 15s, and I'm not sure what it is at under 18s, but the other two leagues, it's when you get the 13th goal to make it effectively plus 13, that's when you stop scoring. So if it's 13-1, and then the 14th goal goes in, it stops at 13-1. But if a second goal goes in for the other team, then they've got to go up and up. Under 11s, the mercy rule kicks in at a difference of 8, and we didn't have to call the mercy rule, apparently. It genuinely wasn't an extra light going on to tell us that we weren't going to stop scoring. So at 9-1, that was a genuine result on the night.
22-1.
Is there a mercy rule for Blackburn Hawks? So they got done 20-0 again.
Yeah, I'm really feeling it for those guys. It must be so hard, and I really do hope that they get some stuff on the board very, very soon. Just hopefully not against the YKK Wild.
That would be a bit of a disaster, that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the for and against at the moment in the league, it's massive. 132 goals against. It's like, ouch. That's got to be painful, but I just my heart does go out to the goaltender, because hopefully they're not looking, going to sleep at night having a little nightmare, going pucks, no more pucks.
Well, that's 14.6 recurring goals per game against.
Oh, someone's got a calculator on the phone.
I think everybody's got a calculator on the phone. It's just that I know how to use it.
Normally I would have actually had my stat table up, but the league hadn't been quite updated last night before I finished off stuff for the show, and would have had a few more statistics.
Tell you what is wounding there. The Dragons are in front of us.
Yes.
And they won last night.
They won last night, and I know it's games played, but still that hurts.
Yeah, well, every Dragon has its day.
They're always ahead of us at the start of the season, because it goes alphabetically, doesn't it? So it is a bit disappointing.
I should play The Only Way Is Up then, because we start at the bottom.
Oh, come on, we love the Dragons, really. It's that love-hate relationship. Just like Tommy and Jerry.
Last night's game. I'll just finish off about the juniors. I mean, they dug in well. They actually had a tough team, because Kingston's junior development's been going on for a long time now. So, of course, as with a lot of the other Wild academy teams, they're going up against teams who've been around and grown through their respective academies. But it was well attended. It was nice to see it well attended, and if you're at a loose end, keep an eye on the fixtures out there, and come down and see all the guys on the ice. They absolutely have a ball. I mean, when that buzzer goes, it's just mental.
I'll just say something as well. Just another little things to say, that if anybody else from any other teams are listening, can you please not put your towels over the plexiglass? It's unfair on the paying public. And not mention any names, but we had some problems with a certain team last night.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention a name.
Yeah, it's a shame. Some of the rinks, the way the plexi's positioned, it's not in front of the crowd, so they have a habit of doing that. Yeah. And it's one of these things with the Planet Ice Widnes where the bench is back onto the crowd.
I think but I'm not going to mention it, but they were asked to remove them, and he said no.
I think you did that very well there, mate. No one will know which team you were talking about.
No, I know.
Completely inconspicuous.
Exactly.
So, it's. I know. I mean, I've seen it in different places where they'll often hang a clipboard as well on the plexi. Yeah. And again, at a rink like Widnes, you can't see through. So,
but the towels aren't going to get dry, are they?
No.
It's freezing cold, and they're wiping their faces on them all the time. No way.
But next week, of course, I haven't actually got the fixture list in front of me, unlike normal. Just remind us, what have we got this coming weekend?
This coming weekend, Saturday the 9th, Widnes Under-9s cross-size competition in Manchester. Billingham Under-13s are at home to Widnes Under-13s. At home, though, Widnes Under-11s against Manchester at 6:15, and Widnes Under-18s versus Nottingham Under-18s at 7:45.
Ah, yes.
Face off.
So, we've got a double whammy of seniors, 11s and 18s on Saturday.
Yeah.
So that will be entertaining. 6, yeah. I promise you that will be entertaining. And depending upon how things go, our own Sam Anderson should be all being well icing for the under-18s.
Well, actually, looking at that now, that'll be after the Leeds Chiefs games, won't it?
No,
we're away, mate.
No, that's right. No, that's right.
Yeah.
It's the 10th, isn't it?
Well, technically it will. It'll just be a different rink as well.
Different day as well.
Yeah. And on the Sunday, you've got the choice between Leeds Chiefs at Widnes, playing out of Widnes, and the Wild out on the road in Nottingham. And if you can't make it to Nottingham and you're not going to go down to watch the game for the Leeds Chiefs game, keep an eye on the Nottingham Lions Twitter and social media account, and also their YouTube page, because they are able to stream their games because of this new camera system they've got in the NIC.
Really? Yeah.
So yes, they do actually have a camera system now that is able to track the game, and they've been live streaming them through YouTube.
I was going to ask for one in the box, but the Leeds games will be over anyway, won't it, by that time? So, yeah.
So so you can actually watch a lot of their games, Nottingham Lions games, online through their YouTube page.
Yeah, I tuned in the other week and they were still banging on about beating us. you got ran all the way to the edge of the game by a D2 team, and they were still going on about winning.
Isn't that why the Altrincham Aces had a big photograph shoot on the ice in front of the first hand of beaters in 4 seasons or something like that?
Possibly, yeah.
Did they really do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a big photo shoot right in front of the box.
Yeah, centre ice last night, end of the game. Yeah. As the players did the lap of the rink, the Aces got on the centre circle and had a team photo done.
Yeah, you forgot your sweets. I've rescued them.
You've liberated someone else's sweets, my friend.
I'll bring them on Sunday, Matt.
But there is something about sort of a certain brand of jelly sweets that are the sweets are available that get into the penalty box at a lot of games, and all of a sudden players tend to take penalties all of a sudden.
Well, Bain last night, we couldn't get rid of him.
Once he had his first taste of them.
Well, we stopped giving them to Greavesy because the E-numbers were making him angry.
Oh yeah, definitely.
he actually refused. He pulled the teacher card.
He was on a diet.
He pulled the teacher card and started giving us a lecture about E-numbers and sugar.
Yeah. Oh, it's a lovely fella.
Oh dear. But Yes, messages are coming in thick and fast. So I'm trying to keep an eye on if any news is coming of the departure time for the coach for.
They're not complaining about the co-presenters, are they?
No. We're just trying to see if there's an investigation going in to see when the coach will be leaving for Nottingham on Sunday, but nothing yet. So keep your eye on Facebook and Twitter for the Wild Ones. It's Facebook, twitter.com/Widnes Wild Ones, which is the fans page, which you can also use to contact them to reserve your seat and your place so they know what kind of numbers to expect for the coach. It's a good trip, though, when you go on the coaches.
I thoroughly enjoy it when I'm not in trouble.
I enjoyed the trip to Bradford. It's just the rink I didn't like. Going to the food, ordering your food and having a couple of drinks is fantastic.
If you like a drink and 3 ton of food, the coach is an ideal way of going.
Yeah. I must admit, the one advantage about taking the coach to Bradford is the fact that you don't have to worry about parking. I mean, there is a car park at the back, and there are a couple of car parks nearby, but you literally are at the back door.
Yeah.
And you can just take it all nice and leisurely. Yeah. I've even used
just
the coach.
Just like Wetherspoons is a long way away.
It is, yeah.
Not at Bradford. It's literally over the road.
It is.
It's uphill.
It's not that bad.
One of the pubs is closed now, so you've got to go further into town, isn't it now, for the pub in Bradford?
I don't know, but we just go to Wetherspoons.
Yeah, the Wetherspoons. There's one in the middle. There was one part way, but that is closed now, and they have to go further into town. But last few thoughts now on the events of last night.
I think we need to just draw a line now.
Yeah.
We've had a double loss. Mike's back. Double loss. Let's just get rid of it and let's just try and move forward now. It's still a long season.
Yeah, it is.
Last season in the league, we only lost 4 games, didn't we? Now we've lost 2. 3, including the one in overtime.
Yeah.
And this is set up to beat Nottingham now.
Yeah.
We've had our first double loss in God knows how long, going back up into the cup against Nottingham.
Trash them.
Well, the lads will be up for it. I mean, it's bigger ice, it's open ice, and because that 3-2 at home to Nottingham, and it was so close, that game. That really was close.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It could have gone either way, like last night's game.
It could have. It definitely could have done.
Tell you what, though, the thought of someone like Hadji bearing down on you if you got big open ice.
Oh yeah,
that's going to be terrifying.
Yeah.
Leaving it open.
Or Lee Kemp.
That's more close proximity ice I'd be worried about.
That's not a brick wall. That's an entire Great Wall of China flying towards you at 100 miles an hour if it's Lee Kemp.
When I played rugby for the RAF, he had played on our team. Luckily he was on our team, but when you played him in training, his name was the Tank. And when you had the ball and he was coming to tackle you, you used to throw the ball in touch, get away. And if he had the ball, you used to throw yourself on the floor.
Yeah, because you knew exactly what was going to happen.
Exactly, yes. He carried me down the pitch must be about 50 yards on the end of his hand once.
Last night, I must admit, I had to sort of... Dan Fay was smiling, at least at the end of the game when he was leaving. I think
I didn't see him when he was leaving.
He was a little upset. It's not the first time I've seen Dan really steaming.
Has he ever took a game or a match with us before?
I don't think I don't know if he's had any 10s.
Don't think so.
Don't think he's had a 10-minute before with us. I don't think so.
Not at a match anyway, no that.
No, I don't think he's had a game misconduct. I think he's probably had the odd 10 in his career, but...
To be honest, it's rare any of our guys get them.
Yeah, it is now. The usual one is the I'll call it the accidental check to the head, which carries an automatic 10 now, as well as the check from behind.
He actually doesn't look old enough to get a 25-minute one.
Challenge 25.
Oh, well. Couple of minutes to go. Which games are you looking forward to coming up?
I'm getting back into the league. Yeah,
because we've still got a bit of a bounce.
We're still way behind all the other teams. I know it looks like we're in 6th position, but we've only played 4 games.
Yeah.
So the nearest team to us, I think, is 3 games away, and it's only a point difference.
When it's Cup, League, Cup, League.
Yeah. And God bless the cup, and it brings in money and it gives us the players a lot of experience. But yeah, I just want the league games back.
In fact, we don't get really clear of the cup until the
December,
new year.
Yeah.
Until the last one's against of the actual group stage is the 21st of December against Sutton Sting. So then the league fixtures are really going to be crashing through us.
Up, yeah.
So it's going to be down to fitness and tenacity, I think, to dig in.
Yeah, for me, I was looking forward to the Nottingham games, but I'm going to have missed both of them because I won't be there this weekend.
Oh.
They were the games I'd highlighted all season. I'm away from
Are you
them.
marshalling again?
I am. I'm working with a charity this weekend, actually.
Oh, dear.
So we're working with... it's a race series called Race of Remembrance, and we're doing an endurance race with Mission Motorsport. Oh. So it's a group of people who help retrain injured personnel.
Oh, fantastic.
So they train with sort of mechanics, try and rehabilitate them, guys with PTSD, with other injuries and that sort of thing. So once a year they get together, we have a big endurance race up at Anglesey. And I'm loitering in the safety car this weekend for that one.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Did you drive round Anglesey? You could do that a few times in 24 hours, couldn't you?
It's between there. I don't know. It's smaller than the Isle of Wight, isn't it, Anglesey?
I wouldn't know.
Sometimes you can sneeze. I love the Isle of Wight. You can sneeze twice and you've gone from one side to the other. Yeah. But it's sort of like the para ice hockey. It's used in a lot of cases for rehabilitation as well. So it's good to see that sports of different varieties are being used for that. Well, we're about out of time for another week, gents. We will be back next week with more roundup of your weekly ice hockey, junior fixtures to talk about, some news hopefully through from Nottingham as well.
Yep.
So,
thanks everybody. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Colin, for having me this week.
Yeah, cheers, Shuzzy. Been fun as always.
God bless you all.
Definitely keeps us going.
You know what? I was going. Last week I didn't. I went to play Phyllis Nelson and Move Closer, but I'm not going to play it this week.
No, don't.
We're going to have
Shuzzy's here.
No, we're going to have the KLF instead.
I'll put Pink Floyd on for Andrew.
It's not. Well, no, we'll play it with a bit of KLF, Justified and Ancient, with the great Tammy Wynette. From the Time to Go Wild radio show for another week, you take care, enjoy your hockey, and don't forget it is Remembrance Sunday this week. So, don't forget to take those moments just to reflect. From Time to Go Wild for another week, good night.
Right.